We're used to seeing just regular numbers under the radical. What happens when I have a variable now? Well, it's helpful to think of it in two different parts. You're going to want to focus on all the real numbers under the radical first, and then we'll focus on the variable numbers. So before we even jump to the x squared, let's just look at the 4, right? The square root of 4 is 2. That's easy. We got it out of the way. So here's a neat and quick little trick to help you simplify radicals that have variables. If your variable is raised to an even exponent, right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, then you're in luck because all you have to do is divide the exponent by 2. The number that's the exponent divided by 2 and you're good to go, right? So 2 divided by 2, right, is just 1. So I have x to the first power on the outside, which we can just write as 2x. That's it. Even numbers are easy, right? Even numbered exponents are easy. What if I had like x to the 10th, right? That gives me x to the 5th because I just divided it by 2. What about y to the 100th? Well, it's just y to the 50th, right? If it's even, it's easy. You just cut the number in half. What happens if it's odd? Odd is when, well, it gets odd. It's just a little bit more difficult. What if I had x to the 3rd times y to the 5th? Well, since we're dealing with odd numbers, I can't just right away cut it in half, right? I can't cut 3 in half. I can, right? It's 1.5, but I don't want to get into that territory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to list, let's start with the x. I'm going to list the closest even number to 3 without actually being at 3. I'm just going to go down one number, right? That's 2. So I can rewrite x to the 3rd as x squared times x to the 1st, right? And now, which of these numbers is even that I can chop in half? Ah, the 2. So if this was just x squared, what would go to the outside? Well, x to the first power, right? Because 2 chopped in half is 1. Here's my x to the first power. And then what's left over, right? We had this x to the first left over, so there's an x left over on the inside. That's where that guy went. Now let's do y to the 5th, right? Well, again, 5 isn't even, but I'm just going to list the closest even number to 5, which is one number down from the number, right? Y to the 4th. And then how do we get back to 5? Well, it becomes y to the 4th times y to the 1st. Now, between the two numbers we have up here, which one's even? Which one can I just chop in half? The 4, right? What's 4 cut in half? It's 2. Make a little more room here. So that's where I get x, y squared from. And then this other number just goes right inside. So that's my final answer. X times y squared times the square root of x times y. Anytime we have a fraction underneath a radical, and make sure the radical covers both the numerator and the denominator, I can split it up. So I can turn this into the square root of 36y squared over the square root of 49. Okay, let's focus on the numerator first. Okay, like I said, real regular numbers first. What is the square root of 36? It's 6. Awesome. All set, almost there. Now let's do the variable. Right? If it's even, all we do is divide the exponent number in half, and that is the exponent in our answer. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so it's y to the first power. So 6y is the top, and we all know the square root of 49, right, is 7. If you found this video helpful, please rate it a thumbs up and subscribe, and please share it with a friend who also might find it helpful. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.